Baldur's Gate 3 has a near infinite amount of builds, thousands upon thousands of combinations, which you'd think would give every individual player the tools to feel unique, right? Well, no. What you'll discover very early on in Baldur's Gate 3 is that many of the powers available to you are the same abilities and skills your enemies use. Where Baldur's Gate 3 sets itself apart as a good video game is by stacking a morally ambiguous, omnipresent, extra set of abilities that only the player gets access to. Like they say, we are not the same. And that is why the illicit powers elevate Baldur's Gate 3 beyond merely being a good video game, cementing it as a top-tier titan of the industry. Baldur's Gate 3 sets you up as a random Faerunian, kidnapped by mind flayers and infected with tadpoles. That gives you eldritch Jedi powers. Throughout the game, you can open your mind to being devoured for extra power, or reject it entirely and willingly place yourself at a disadvantage for the rest of your campaign. Larian, the developers of Baldur's Gate 3, expertly crafted an excellent ability that not only makes you think about your choices in the game, but also serves as a freedom enabler, a way for the player to do it their own way. And that is where everything usually goes wrong. But before that, what powers can you even get? Well, at several points throughout the game, you're guided towards Mind Flayer parasites. After resting a few times, you're given the choice to open your mind to them, spending one parasite and a piece of your brain for each new ability. A normal build has fireballs, rays of frost, or melee weapons with a 40 to 70% hit chance, whereas the parasite ability, or illicit powers, gives you a 100% hit chance cool-ass beam ability, free damage when enemies cast spells, which they do a lot, and the ability to fucking fly. Like, bro, I'm fucking flying, look. You're seriously gonna need these abilities too, if you want to survive on the higher difficulty. As a filthy casual such as myself, in all of my honor mode run attempts so far, I always go straight to Nettie, where a parasite sits patiently waiting for my arrival, to which I steal it and quickly tuck it away in my pack. Naturally, this makes me a wanted criminal, but I TP away before the druids can execute me on the spot. All that risk on a permadeath run for just one of these little bastards. Now, I can hear all the vets typing comments right now about how you don't actually need the abilities, and anyone who relies on them just needs to get good. And to that I say, I don't give a flying fart. Because for starters, the abilities are flat out just fun to use, and the sound effects are crisp, the visuals are stunning, and it makes the role player inside of me feel like a filthy mind flayer alienoid scumbag. It's dirty, it's cheap, and it's effective. That's the morally dubious vibe the illicit powers give you. But whether you're a vet, failing your 11th honor mode run as we speak, or a casual gamer, there's emotions to feel while acquiring, using, or rejecting the illicit powers. And that is what Baldur's Gate 3 has perfected. Something I value very highly in games is replayability. Even though it's not a 10 out of 10 for importance, to me, replayability is the mark of something truly great. Devil May Cry 5 is like a 15-hour game. I've got over 300. Sifu is like a 10-hour game. I've got around 100. Baldur's Gate 3 is an 80 to 100-hour experience, and I've got 175 and counting. If you ignore every single part of Baldur's Gate 3, beside the essential mechanics and the illicit powers alone contribute to at least one extra playthrough, which is insane to even begin thinking about, because there's like 10 to 20 different things like the illicit powers that would constitute a replay. It's a game like no other. It was my first CRPG, and it introduced a whole generation to genuine passion-first, player freedom-driven art. Oh, please subscribe. But it comes with a cost. It always comes at a cost. These powers are extremely risky and morally dubious on a first playthrough. The various companions serve as mirrors into the player's mind. The Astarians, who want to open their mind to the parasites straight away. The Shards, who are scared. The Shards, who are skeptical. The Lazels, who are extremely against becoming a filthy thrall. I'm actually trying to see something, so leave your opinion on the parasites down below, and whether or not you use them on your first playthrough. Although, I always embrace the parasites with Minthara, so I don't know what that says about me. Now obviously, most of you who've played the game would know, it low-key does not fucking matter if you ingest the parasites or not. Like 1 or 2 odd looks from your companions max. But on my first playthrough, I shit you not, I was genuinely tripping, trying to please everyone, not miss anything I thought I might, and I tried to limit my parasite usage because I did not trust the Dream Visitor at all. But eventually, Before Minthara opened my eyes to the truth that the parasite powers are goated, I was freaking out, giving all the parasites to Asterion because I didn't want Shati or Lae'zel to leave my party or get a bad ending. I genuinely thought the Absolute would have controlled me if I ingested too many on some Dishonored ending kill count type shit. You see, I'm taking you on this long-winded recount to illustrate just how much these silly bugs made me feel. Why not share your thoughts on the parasites down below? I bet my right testicle that there's going to be a lot of differing first impressions, recounts, and opinions surrounding the Mind Flayers. Join my Discord. Let's bring in some worse games with the exact same idea that dropped the fucking ball. Dying Light the Beast is a very interesting game, where you're forced to inject yourself with various Chinese research chemicals in order to stand a chance against defeating the evil Baron. Did you catch that? You're forced! The game is more than beatable without these stupid powers, yet they make you become the beast. This was the easiest Illithid powers tier slam dunk ever. Just give the player the choice to reject the powers, make the game significantly harder for that player, give a satisfying line in the ending. Crane, I knew you'd stoop down to my level. Or just have the Baron be shocked and be like, you made it here without a single vial? It's the tiniest little thing that adds a titanic amount of player satisfaction, happiness, and most importantly, feeling. In Dying Light the Beast, the game is saying here's more damage, yet in Baldur's Gate 3, the game is saying do you value your humanity or more damage, forcing you to think as you play. I love doing that. Cyberpunk 2077 had the exact same thing with Chrome and Cyberpsychosis, but where the Illithid powers constantly make you think, the cyberware is just putting a bunch of bullshit on your character until they just barely don't go crazy, and even then, they only added those mechanics way later down the track. So early V could just do whatever the fuck he wants. And even then, no one comments on your cyberware consistently. It took an entire anime for people to understand the dangers of cyberpsychosis outside of the IRL cyberpsychos who read those in-game data shards. Overall, there was just a lot of potential here for Cyberpunk and Dying Light to make the player feel the same way Baldur's Gate does. But they fumbled the bag, which makes me genuinely upset. What I'm trying to say with this video is that there are a lot of things Baldur's Gate 3 does right. And the Illithid powers are the perfect embodiment of all the best aspects of not only Baldur's Gate 3, but gaming as a whole. They make you replay the game, they guide fun moments into the player's hands, and they make you feel. I'm currently trying to expand into games that are not Cyberpunk 2077. So let me know what you think of this little Baldur's Gate 3 series that I'm trying to get off the ground in the comments below. If you like that video, smash all the buttons. Goodbye.